Welcome to another episode of TMDWP, this time with much better chroma key facilities. And this is a follow-up to the last episode where I announced that Steve Manfred had won the music quiz. So here, in his honour, is an episode all about Steves and Stevens, who have acted in Doctor Who over the years. When I sat down to look into this, I discovered that there had been a fair few over the years, and our journey takes us back to the very first series. Here's Stephen Dartnell as John in The Censorites, his second appearance in the show, in spite of this being only the 7th story broadcast. As 2 stories earlier, he'd appeared as the villainous Yartek in The Keys of Marinus.
Bring Sabitha and the young man to me. I want them here when the final key is inserted and my power is absolute.
Here are a few more villainous Stevens.
2 Time Lords? The same Time Lord! The High Council must be desperate indeed to transgress the laws of time.
At last. Doctor? Sarah? It is I, Eldrad.
Head off. Inform control I have 1 or 2 things that still need doing. I haven't quite finished with Mrs. Tyler yet.
Steves have played more than their fair share of minor characters. First up, we have these 2 unfortunate sewer workers from the beginning of Attack of the Cybermen.
This is a hoary old one. Talk about neglect.
Yeah, there can't have been anybody down here for years. There's more bulges than an antenatal clinic.
David? You all right? David!
Turlough's closest friend in Mordrin Undead takes a shine to the Brigadier's car.
A 1929 Humber 1650 Open Tourer. Imperial model. Do you realise this car has the same chassis as the 3.5-litre Humber Super Snipe?
Crude, heavy and inefficient.
This car is a classic Turlough.
This Steve finds himself on the wrong end of a Sylvester McCoy speech.
Shut it! Wait a minute. There's one. It's all right. I'll have him. Just let him get a little closer.
Poor Steve Morley gets to sit in a chair for most of his performance in Part 1 of Earthshock, before being forgotten about for the rest of the story.
One of the readings is ectopic, sir.
What does that mean?
That one of the life forms has 2 hearts.
This drug-addled Stephen didn't make it far into the Nightmare of Eden before being killed by the source of his chosen narcotic.
I've got a malfunction. Check it out, will you? Second, these coordinates are wrong. Did you set these?
What's a few degrees?
What's a few degrees? What's the matter with you, man? We're flying an interstellar cruise liner, not riding a bicycle. So, we're to be going into the wrong orbit. Well, it'll mean delays.
Here are a few more Stevens who meet unhappy ends.
Something.
No. Getting a bit jumpy, aren't you, Wings?
It's no wonder, is it, Star? We connect up the new drum now, Staff.
Yeah. All right, good.
Good thing we fixed these lights, isn't it? Don't say that again.
Now this Steve was promoted from his usual role as an extra. I'll leave you to decide whether that was a good idea or not.
Old Friar, what business have you here?
We come to beg alms of the good Captain Irongron. The fame of his charity is spread far and wide.
You will find Captain Irongron in the Great Hall. He is indeed a kindly and charitable man, and his temper is most sweet and pleasant. Pass, Friar.
Heaven will reward you, my son. Come, brother.
'Tis to be hoped the two friars are fleet of foot, or the church will have two new martyrs ere long.
Those with long memories may recall an early episode of the podcast where I looked at the use of Russian in The Curse of Fenric. Here's a Steve beginning that tradition of murdering that language in Doctor Who.
All right for everybody? Хорошо. I know that place. Much forest, easy to hide men.
And talking of foreign Steves, here's Steve Playtas in The 10th Planet.
What about Polar Base? Are you through?
No, sir. We can't get them.
What happened?
Well, there's some interference, sir.
What sort?
Well, that's the trouble, sir. We don't know. It's enormously powerful, and it seems to be coming from the base.
We must get in touch with them.
And now for the final few, who all had much bigger roles within the stories in which they appeared. First up is Stephen Flynn, whose long-suffering Gregory is about to have one terrible day in Revelation of the Daleks.
Did I let you talk me into this?
Get on with it.
A bit of tomb robbing is one thing, but did we have to kill that guard?
Look, I don't want to be here any more than you do, but that's supposed to be my father in there, and I want to know why the courts were so unwilling to let me have his body back. Now hurry up!
You can't rush this sort of thing.
Neither can we hang around here.
Look, if I open that door too soon, the molecular structure of the body will break down. Poor old Stengos will turn into a pool of high-protein water. Even if I were confident I could reconstitute it, we do not have a suitable vessel into which it could be ladled. Excuse me.
Hurry up and get on with it.
Don't you ever listen. I'm a doctor, not a magician. You'll kill him.
If we don't succeed, he's already dead. Now get the door open.
The second of the League of Gentlemen to appear in Who, Steve Pemberton plays the initially unsympathetic Lux, who turns out to be hiding a family secret.
Cal. Charlotte Abigail Lux. My grandfather's youngest daughter. She was dying, so we built her a library and put her living mind inside, with a moon to watch over her, and all of human history to pass the time, any era to live in, any book to read. She loved books more than anything, and he gave her them all. He asked only that she be left in peace, a secret. Not a freak show.
So you weren't protecting a patent, you were protecting her.
This was only half a life, of course. But it's forever.
Stephen Rimkus gets an even bigger role in the extended version of The Curse of Fenric as Captain Bates. Sadly, his character doesn't make it out of the novelisation alive.
Say again, look at.
One of them's a girl. They're the wrong ones.
Rat trap! Rat trap, now!
Finally, we have Stephen Yardley, who was so good they asked him back again. First, he gets to play a downtrodden Muto in Genesis of the Daleks, before cutting his hair to play Arak in Vengeance on Varos.
They're coming up after us. You must keep moving. You must.
No.
Come on. You must.
Governor's punch-in vote tonight.
Voting. His governor calls a punch-in every time he wants to change his trousers.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, Steve, even though I'm sure I missed the odd one. As you saw, there were so many to choose from. Next time, I hope somebody with a slightly more obscure name wins the quiz.